as their career progresses, have stylistic changes. They don't want to take as many risks as they did maybe when they played different repertoires in their youth. But hey, we have things underway, and I don't think either of us get a point for this one. Magnus Carlsen, E4.
Ooh. Okay, we got a Sicilian on the board, boys. Oh, maybe. Is this a Sicilian? I think.
Yeah, it's hard to make out from a distance. Definitely see the move E4 there. I'm not 100% familiar with Denis's repertoire, but it does strike me that E4, E5 would be pretty common.
Yeah, see, this looks like I don't know, maybe a Petrov. Knight goes back to F6. This is
Start things off for any particular reason. I mean, everyone here is very capable, so I don't think we're just going to see someone play like, the Benko out of the opening for no reason at all.
Right, Benko players at home are like, what do you mean?
Hey, I'm actually allowed to say that, James, as a Benko player myself. That's the pass.
Yes, I have played some Benko myself. Get some very fun positions as well. All right, castles on the board here. Petrov seems to not be really in maybe Kadric's toolbox. He's moving a little slower here. Usually you'd be whipping moves out as you see Magnus up. A little bit of time there. But
you know what, James? I would be playing slow against Magnus, even in my number one opening of all time. I would just naturally find myself second guessing things, double checking everything, maybe for no reason at all. What stands out to me initially is that with the bishop covering f5 and the pawn covering h3, the bishop on c8 is not the most comfortable. You kind of need to commit to b6, bishop b7, or maybe move that knight to f8 and just kind of develop bishop d7, bishop e6, kind of passive. And I'm not sure that either of those is very captivating. So I kind of like Magnus's just slow advantage, calm advantage that he seems to have out of the opening.
Slow, methodical play, as he's very good at, of course, rookie one, but just improving your position. Maybe go follow up with a bishop f4, bishop h2. It's a sort of a Philidor vibe here. Big Philidor vibes you can get from this, except the knight is on c3, which is sometimes a problem. Depends on what you want. I actually nowadays like the knight on f3 and knight e2 type ideas with g4, but your king is on g1. Just a little bit different. Maybe bishop f4 though, b2 or d2. Maybe eventually swinging the knight over to e4, push the c pawn. Magnus just has a lot of flexibility here, but black is extremely solid. That's right.
That's right. And one thing about the move b6 that I can already foresee is potentially Magnus could switch and just play on the light squares. You could see something like b6 and immediately try d5, knight d4, bishop b5, and just jump on that c6 square as soon as it gets created.
He plays an h6 to respond. Magnus did make a move here. You got a bunch of moves. You could also, he goes with the a4 option.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the pawn on a5 is actually really annoying because if you were thinking about playing b6 with the pawn on a5, that's out of the question all of a sudden.
And so he plays a5. He's like, well, what if I play a5? They're playing chess here. Unintended, a5 maybe, but yeah, he's just got to develop. It's not really much to do here, but get the pieces out. Looks like he just went bishop f4.
Yeah,
and
bishop f4.
Walks away. Oh.
Yeah, bishop f4 is a jacket off kind of move.
bishop g6 in between move? Because your queen looking crazy. Knight f7, king g8, knight takes h6, gh, then bishop g6, which is like crazy. Maybe even bishop f5, like bishop e6 check there, and bishop e5. Jesus, oh my goodness.
Like at this point, looking at the variations, knight f7, knight takes h6, if you take, you were talking about bishop g6, it all looks winning. You're down a whole rook here, but you got bishop e5 coming in, even the rook coming back to f8, nope, bishop d6.
Yeah, it's just, he's cooked everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, he's, at this point, he took on b7, he can go back to e7 here and just collect the pawn and do it all again. Yes, he does. So he's having a good time at this point.
Having a good time. Stay here for a while, and then play queen b7 back to e7.
So I think he's going to manage to take this one out. James, I'm looking at the rest of the.
That's about the size of it, and you can just see the body language of poor Denis. Like, ugh, what side of the bed did I wake up on today to have to deal with this? And there's the resignation, Magnus, with a complete evisceration of his opponent there. That rookie 6 sack may have been intuitive, but it was right what the doctor ordered.
Yeah. Let's have a look at Fabiano, because he's down